All right, peace and love, Himley. Today we're going to be covering how to remove inquiries in literally 5 minutes, how to get inquiries removed off your guys' reports instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, share as well to an ebook with you guys. This ebook is an ebook that I've used over the years that's allowed with our company to take us to the heights where we've gone, which has been being able to have discharged over $1 million in debt. And I say this because the teachings, they work. It's a matter of whether you're willing to put in the work or not. And we've got the resources, we've got everything laid out for you guys to be utilized and to be able to take advantage of. So I'm going to go ahead and share a couple different resources that I've compiled over the years with you guys today, and then give you guys as well some ways that you guys could also build your guys' reports out with what we have as well. Where's she at? Okay. Okay, I have my ebooks pulled up. All right, Oliver, you ready for this?
I've been born ready, been waiting, bro. You're the one dude doing this right now.
Let's do it, brother. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. For everybody that's tuning in here on the YouTube, or if you guys are watching the replay, make sure to also, as you guys are tuning in here, drop something you guys are all grateful for. So everybody should be able to see my screen now. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into removing inquiries in 5 minutes. And this is our step-by-step guide. First of all, we got to understand what is an inquiry as a whole. Well, all of you guys can see inquiries on any one of you guys' credit reports. I want you all to, if you have not yet, go to annualcreditreport.com. Here on annualcreditreport.com, you guys can get an official copy from all 3 reporting agencies. Now, from there, once we've gotten them, we'll see that there's something called soft and hard inquiries. And I also want you guys to come here to the list of reporting agencies through the CFPB. And I want you guys to see where your information is being reported. If you guys have any speeding tickets, any driving tickets, anything on your driving record, anything from public records. I know a lot of people have came to me in regards to student loans. Many people have came to me in regards to bankruptcies. Many people have, and bankruptcies are through LexisNexis. Many people have came to me in regards to child support being reported. Maybe they paid child support, because I'm all for, people taking care of their responsibilities. But at the same time, these child service debt collectors should not be reporting on one's consumer reports and coming after people and affecting one's livelihood. So we've got that as well too, that could be removed. Child support. We've got, once again, the bankruptcies. We've got evictions that could be removed. Bankruptcies, which are huge. And as I mentioned, your driving record, any public records, if you've been incarcerated, all that's public information, which is being furnished on certain and specific reporting agencies. And so that can all be removed, coming here, pulling these reports, and then also utilizing this exact process we're going to use, getting into this ebook. So what is a inquiry, right? Simply being put, a credit inquiry is a credit check. Every time that your credit is checked for approval, there are 2 types of inquiry, soft and hard. So an inquiry as well is a receipt of transactions. So if we come here to 15 USC 1605, there's something called a finance charge. A finance charge is the sum of all charges. That means that this is the total amount of the payments that the payment should be and sum up to, right? Well, if that's the case, every time as well that our credit card is being pulled, a finance charge is arising, right? And then it'll tell you as well through your truth and lending disclosure, there's an amount financed as well, which is the amount of credit provided to you on your behalf. And the amount financed always is going to cover the finance charge. But I'm mentioning the finance charge because anytime that there's an inquiry, there's also a finance charge. So I want you guys to remember that. So with soft inquiries, sometimes known as a soft credit check or a soft credit pull, it happens when someone you authorize, or more than likely you don't authorize, they check your credit report. This can also happen when a company such as a credit card issuer or mortgage lender checks your credit to pre-approve you for an offer. Then we have a hard inquiry when a lender or a credit card company requests to review your credit report as part of the application process. That request is recorded on your credit report as a hard inquiry, and it usually will impact your credit score. All right, so that's the common knowledge, basic, definitions of a soft and a hard inquiry. What a soft inquiry and a hard inquiry is these companies getting information and they're pulling your guys' data, and as they're pulling your data, they're actually pulling the amount of the finance charge as well. They're getting access to that account where these accounts are therefore being credited, and as they're getting access to this account, they are getting access once again to the finance charge, and they're from there being credited. So when you go to the dealership and you get and leave with 10 to 15 inquiries, each one of those banks all got paid the finance charge of what that car would have been. Right. So what we're doing to remove inquiries off our report is we're actually just picking up the phone and calling the report agencies. So too many inquiries in a 6-month period can cause a chance of being denied for credit. So a lot of people do leave the banks or leave the dealerships with tons of inquiries. And now after that, they're put at a higher risk because they're not able to go out and, like it mentions here, acquire from these lenders, because now they're viewed from these lenders as high risk, as in need of this funding, right? It's like or maybe there's even fraud on that account because somebody had stolen their identity and is going out and applying for all these different accounts, right? So some important facts to know are such: multiple inquiries can add up fast. You do not want to remove inquiries from open accounts. You want them to be from accounts that are closed or that are not yours or that you've been denied for. So step by step, you want to order the reports, as I mentioned, going to annualcreditreport.com. So that's here at this website. Once again, annualcreditreport.com. You guys can go there. You guys can also go to the list of CFPB, and you guys can go ahead and from there request other reporting agencies as well too. You want to call the reporting agencies. You want to pick up the phone, actually call them, and you want to go ahead and let them know that this is inaccurate, this is wrong. I want this inquiry removed from my consumer report. I never gave anybody permissible purpose, right? We've got permissible purpose, which is 15 USC 1681B. And all of this as well can be inserted into our AI, into our AI bot. So let's go ahead and insert. In accordance to permissible purpose, I never gave any of these companies permission to furnish this information on my consumer report. They pulled my credit and reported a hard inquiry on my consumer report, and for them doing such without my written permission, I am looking to come after them for $1,000 per violation within the FCRA. This is just one of many violations within the Fair Credit Reporting Act, but I do want to note this, and I'm going to continue to add to this letter as well. All right, so this is just something that we can do. I came here. If you guys are not able to see, let me go ahead and, I'll go ahead and show you guys the final for my people that are on the stream. I'll show you guys the final, so I'm not just jumping around. Well, I guess I can show you guys. Let's see. Let me open up this one. Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you guys this AI debt bot real quick. So you guys are able to see a little bit of the ebook. So the list of it is order the reports, call the CRAs, notice a dispute letter, and then create an FTC report. Then you want to follow up the document removal, aka legal action conclusion. So once again, we want to come here. We want to draft up the report. What else do we want to use? 15 USC 1681 S2. This is the last one that we'll go ahead and use. I believe we actually got this as well. In another one of our ebooks. So yes, to further elaborate as well on the ebook, we want to go through, get our reports, call the consumer report agencies, call each one of them, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Then we want to create a notice of dispute. After the notice of dispute, we want to create an FTC report. And with the notice of dispute and the FTC report, we want to send that off to the report agencies. And from there, we'll have, the ability to get these accounts removed. You guys will see that those accounts will be removed, and they'll be removed literally within 5 minutes. But now with you guys sending out the letters, even after the call, once they're removed, you guys still want to send out the letters so that you guys have proof and documentation. And I'd recommend as well too making a copy of your credit reports, sending that out with the notice of dispute, showing the inquiries, showing them that on there, and then they're going to send you an updated credit report where they're going to be off, and that's where you're going to be able to actually from there be able to show that the accounts were being reported, and now that they're deleted, you're able to get paid for it as well too. So if we come here to 15 USC 1681 S2, responsibilities of the furnishers. So if we come down here, let me show you guys. I believe we have one real world ESO. This is a real life scenario. I'm sure many of you guys can relate to this or know somebody. You guys have applied for a loan. Weeks later, you notice that unauthorized hard inquiries popped up on your report. Under 15 USC 1681 SB, you can dispute these inquiries as unauthorized, and then you could use that case law Dennis versus BEH LLC. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna utilize that one here in ours as well. And we've got tons of videos as well showing you guys how to draft up an FTC report. You guys can come here to ftc.gov, and then you guys will come here and file identity theft. So I'll go through as well. So you guys will come here, report identity theft. It'll be very simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Identity theft. Report fraud. Consumer ftc.gov. Report identity theft. I don't know why it keeps taking us here. Due to the government shutdown. Okay, so since the FTC and the government is down right now, that's actually not open. So the FTC is not compliable or an option at the moment. But when it is up, we've got tons of videos on that, and you guys could definitely, and I recommend utilizing the FTC. So now I'm gonna have it draft up a letter and something to get the FTC removed. I want to draft. Draft me up a letter specifically for inquiries. I want you to go ahead and utilize case law study within the two consumer law codes within the Fair Credit Reporting Act that it was clear we had violated. I want you to make sure to elaborate and have all of these companies provide the information and documents needed to report or furnish any inquiry on my consumer report. I demand remedy for these accounts being reported on my consumer report and the infringement upon my right to privacy under the Fair Credit Reporting Act congressional findings, 15 USC 1681. Okay. So y'all let me know on the YouTube. Is this making sense? Are you guys aware of the process? So we want to call the reporting agencies. After we call them, we want to draft this up. We've already got our consumer reports. We've got the accounts. We've got the soft inquiries, the hard inquiries. With what I'm putting here on the AI as well, you guys can also list out the accounts, put the date of the accounts and when they've been reported. That'll help you guys in terms of them being able to find them to then therefore be able to remove them. But ultimately, my Wi-Fi is moving a little slow. The AI is typically, let's see, not this slow. I just got so much stuff running. We got the stream going. We're live here on Zoom with our community. How about this? If you're here on Zoom, just tune into the YouTube. Just tune into the YouTube. Go to CreditGotti, Jesse, and Oliver, and tune into the YouTube, and then you guys can see everything from there as well. That's what we'll do because the Zoom is just too much. All right. Y'all with me stream? Y'all with me stream? Y'all let me know. Chat. Y'all with me? I'm in the whole wrong. I'm in the wrong section. This isn't even our AI bot. I'm doing it where my YouTube channel is at. All right, so this is what it's going to go ahead and drop that for us. I'm going to go ahead and read through it for you guys. This correspondence serves as a formal notice of dispute and a demand for remedy under the FCRA, 15 USC 1681B and 1681S2 and 1681N. Upon review of my consumer report, I observed an inquiry and initiation by your company without my written authorization or permissible purpose under 15 USC 1681B. A consumer report may only be furnished, number one, to respond to a court order, or two, with written instruction. I never authorized nor consented to this inquiry. No application, signed agreement, or express written permission exists that would legally allow your organization to access or pull my consumer report. Then we've got case law to support that as well. With the Dennis versus BEH, this court affirmed that accessing a consumer report without a permissible purpose is a direct violation of the FCRA and supports statutory damages of $1,000 per occurrences. So that just goes and further backs that we can get $1,000 per each inquiry on our credit report. And we got 15 USC 681. There's a need to ensure that the consumer reporting agencies exercise their grave responsibility with fairness, impartiality, and respect for the consumer's right to privacy. Your conduct constitutes an infringement upon my right to privacy and a willful violation of the FCRA. And then we've got the 1681N, I hereby demand, compensation of $1,000. That's where we can also list out each one of the accounts. And then it'll give us as well, too, the case law, the link to the statute, the case law reference, everything that we would need, what we ought to submit as well to and attach to this, to further back what it is that we're stating within this letter. So that's what I love about this. That's how we will go ahead and remove the inquiries once again, is by going through and calling the reporting agencies and then creating this notice of dispute. Now what I want to leave you guys off with is just a couple of accounts as well that are going to help you guys build out your credit reports. So you guys want to get familiar with accounts like Ava. This will help you guys build out your reports as well, right? There's something we want to look for on our credit report. There's a couple things that I wrote down for you guys. There's 6 data points, right? And these 6 data points are data points that you guys are going to need to utilize to help you guys go out. Let me see. And I'm going to show you guys as well to a response that I actually went ahead and drafted up for one of my clients that's being sued by a debt collector for over a couple $1,000s. Drop a 1 in the chat box if that would be helpful for you. How many of you guys personally are being sued by debt collectors and need help with knowing how to respond to them? Okay, well, before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple things and then leave you guys with a couple more accounts. So we've got Ava. I want to give you guys a couple bank-specific tips as well. Chase, they have a 524 rule. So if you've opened 5 or more credit cards in the last 24 months, Chase will automatically deny most of the credit cards. American Express, you can apply for 5 credit cards in 1 day. So take advantage of that. Citibank, they're inquiry sensitive. So know what banks are inquiry sensitive. So where they're going to be looking at higher inquiries. So maybe we'll want to pull from these banks first, so I don't have high inquiries when I go apply for them. Because some banks don't care about inquiries, and those are banks we can go to and get funding after we've applied for a Barclays or a Citibank card. All right, establish relationships with smaller banks and also credit unions. Right, local banks and credit unions often give higher approvals, and they typically do manual underwriting and low interest lines of credit. Start with the savings account or a secured loan is what I recommend. I don't ever recommend a secured card, but rather a secured loan, because loans are harder to acquire than credit cards. So if we're going to do anything secured, I'm always going to recommend the secured loan. Other than that, let's see, extra tips. I mentioned as well, so I posted on my story not too long ago about authorized users. And if you guys have kids that are 17 years old, add them onto one of your credit cards as an authorized user. Add them on as an authorized user. All right, now we'll go into a couple more of these accounts really quick. I want to make sure. Let me go ahead. Peace and love, everybody that's tuned in here on YouTube. Let me know if anybody has any questions. We're about done here pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen again. And you guys let me know if you guys are able to see. So here's a couple more accounts. Rental Karma, you guys can use the code CreditGotti. I'm going to drop for each one of these as well a link down below on this video. So make sure to save this video, share this video. In this video, we went down and broke down how to remove inquiries. I showed you guys how to use our AI bot. If you guys want access to this AI bot, before I made it to where you'd have to be within our private community, which is 2,500, which we're actually increasing because of the partnership with Multifamily Locker Room and everything we're doing on the real estate side and all of the value and the deals that we're presenting in the community that we built on the real estate side. We're merging the communities in this mentorship. It's not even a mentorship anymore. And that's why I mentioned it as the private community is going from 2,500 to 10,000. The university, YBS University, will keep at 97, but we're going to increase what this value does offer and what we're bringing forth with the university. But with the university, we are actually including as well our AI debt terminator. So if you guys do get started with YBS University, you guys will also get access to this AI debt terminator, which is where you guys are seeing the creation of even this next letter that I'm about to go into, where I did help. All I did was insert the response, or the initial, filing and, threat to sue this individual for $9,000. over a debt that's not theirs and that they purchased for pennies on the dollar. And so I drafted up something back for him. But I'm going to go ahead and drop all of these links to help you guys specifically build your guys' credit reports. So we went over the AI bot. We went over how to remove inquiries. And then I'm going to show you guys now how to build your credit. I did already a little bit with the Ava, Rental Karma. We've got Bright Money. We've got that authorized user account I just mentioned. Boom is another one to help build your rental, so you guys can literally report rent or any of your finances onto your guys's, credit report to therefore help that report as well. Another one is rent reporters. I love the rental accounts because they're going to be heavier trade lines. These are going to be stronger lines of credit that will be reported onto your guys' credit reports. So those are the main ones that I want to leave you guys with today. Bright Money, Boom, Rental Karma, and Rent Reporters. Right? I'm not leaving you guys off with too many. Rental Karma, use the code CreditGotti. Other than that, I will go ahead and drop the link for the rest of those down below of this video. So let's make sure to share it. Does anybody have any questions here in the comments? Let's see. I see some things. We got a new member. Shout out Quintana on becoming a new YouTube member. Peace and blessings. Thank you for being here. I'm super grateful. If you're not already a part of our Discord, make sure to join our Discord as well. We've got tons of free value in our Discord. How do I sue my credit union? They keep denying me my credit. Okay, well, with the credit unions, what I would do is I would look to see who's governing them. Is it the FDIC? Is it the, the SEC? Who's regulating them? Is the CFPB? And I would file a consumer complaint through there. I did that and they told me to send a letter. Yes, you definitely do want to send a letter as well. So you want to call them, but you also want to send, that's why we mentioned doing the notice of dispute. Let me see. I can go ahead and share my screen with you guys again. So this is the inquiries, the real life scenario. When you guys applied for the loan, I'm going to go ahead though and show you guys personally. Perfect. So here's really all the steps. Order your reports, send out the reports with it, call the reporting agencies. Once you've called them, you want to draft up a notice of dispute, and then you want to create an FTC report as well. The FTC report is down right now, ftc.gov, but that's exactly what you'll want to do. And if they're not willing to comply, then we want to take legal action. What does that mean? That may mean arbitration or that may mean litigation. So how will I know which one, to go through? Well, if they're abided by and if they're being regulated by the American Arbitration Association, we'll come here to adr.org. If they're not, then we'll know to seek litigation, and we'll do that through the courts. And you want to do that on the federal level of whatever state you guys are in. All right, drop a 1 in the chat box. Let me know if that makes sense. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with me. I want to make sure that we're all here learning, active, and clear with what I'm seeking or what I'm presenting and teaching. Because I'm not really seeking nothing. What y'all are seeking. So inquiries, we're good on inquiries. Y'all know how to remove the inquiries. Building our credit, we know how to build our credit. We've got those accounts. We're going to all add those accounts on. We've got Rental Karma. We've got Bright Money. We've got Boom Pay. We've got Rent Reporters. All right, what is that? 5 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I told you guys about the secured card. Or the secured loan, the secured loan. I don't recommend secured cards. And then I showed you guys as well the AI bot. Right? I believe the AI bot is the most powerful. Let's see, I'll go ahead and show you guys a couple more things before we head on out of here. So going back to the AI bot, I did insert in this letter from this debt collector attempting to sue one of my clients. And he's a part of our private community. So, he utilized the AI bot. I helped him go ahead and insert some things in here as well. and we drafted up and spitted out this letter. I, Jeffrey Cave, here and after, affiant, a living, breathing man and a natural person, declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the United States of America, that the following statements are true, correct, and complete to the best of my knowledge, belief, and understanding. One, I am the sole and rightful party associated with the personal identifying information connected to the alleged account identified above. I am not a corporate entity, nor am I a legal fiction. I reserve all rights. I hereby formally deny and dispute the validity and enforceability of the alleged debt referenced in the recent communication pursuant to 15 U.S.C. 1692G, which is requesting the proper validation and verification, and is doing so within these right here, asking for the chain of title, a copy of the original signed contract or agreement, proof of the authority or legal standing where it's granted them the right to collect this, report it, or enforce this alleged obligation, name and address of the original creditor, copy of an IRS Form 1099-C. See, these are all things I know that as a debt collector, they're not able to provide. So if any of you guys are ever being sued by a debt collector, provide these right here. Have them provide these: chain of title, a full chain of title, copy of the original signed contract or agreement, proof of authority or legal standing, etc., an itemized accounting or ledger, a copy of an IRS 1099-C form, affirmative statements. I have not entered into any agreement with your agency and therefore challenge the validity of your claim. I've never signed a contract with your agency, nor have I received any proof of agency or legal transfer from the original creditor. Any attempts to collect, report, or threaten enforcement on a debt without supplying the above documentation constitutes violation of 15 U.S.C. 1692E, which prohibits false, deceptive, and misleading representation. Then number 4, we got notice of legal action, and that's us doing so here. Then we've got a cease and desist as well. That's where we came here. I hereby demand that you immediately cease all communication, including phone calls, emails, postal mail, and any attempts to contact any third parties. This also includes any further credit reporting agency activities unless and until complete validation is provided. And that includes the reporting of any information on my consumer report as well. So I do demand that being removed as well. Are y'all with me or are y'all with me? Are y'all gaining value or y'all, maybe not? Y'all let me know in the chat box. Drop billions in the chat box, billions, because the goal is to empower, enrich, and educate billions of lives, right? So with us learning this information, the goal is to go out and pass it forward and teach the masses and teach your neighbors and to teach your brothers and to teach your sister and to teach your whole family. So are y'all with me or are y'all with me? Because if y'all are with me, I want y'all to drop the word billions, right? The word billions in the chat box. Quintana is with me. Quintana, if you're with us, go ahead and make sure to text us as well at 305 575 2843. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pin that as well too here on the channel. You guys can see this. We are live streaming here on Twitch and YouTube. So if you guys are not subscribed to either, make sure to check out both channels because we will be going live on both. I am going to be going live every week going forward, every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So we've locked in Friday. So for sure, the rest of the year, every Friday or 4 p.m., at 4 p.m. Eastern time, I will be going live. So mark your guys' calendars. I am going to make a post as well. Quintana, shout out to you for becoming a new member. I know that you're on the road and I know that you're ready to empower billions of lives as you've invested into yourself. Let me know what membership did you get started with. Did you get started with Billionaires Club? Did you get started with the Mob? Let me know which one. If you get locked in, for anybody that does get locked in with YBC University as well, within the next 48 hours, what I'll do is I'll get on. So we've got the free 10-minute calls. We'll get on a free 30-minute call, which is typically $100. And we'll get on that for free with you getting started as well. And you'll also get access to our AI bot, which you guys have seen a little bit of today. But I hope that you guys are able to play with it more and specifically have it help you with what it is that you need help with. So thank you all for being here. It's a blessing to be back here. It's a blessing to be back in mode. It's a blessing to have this curriculum that I put together for you guys that's going to tie in everything that we've been doing on the credit side with what it is that we're now doing on the real estate side of things as well too. Being able to bring them together and bridge, create that bridge is going to be and is a blessing. And so I'm grateful for it. I'm excited. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them in our Discord or our Facebook group. Both of those are great places publicly for free where you guys can come chat, get your questions answered, and be able to grow not only with me, but with the community as well. And that's where I believe the true power comes, is in the community. Peace and love, family. Y'all stay blessed. I will see y'all soon.